Yo! This is the second video of in the series about analysis of the situation of China and media in general, mostly American media, and how there are like constant attempts of making China look bad. And this video is going to talk about the situation about the Chinese Uyghurs and the treatment of this situation in media. Okay, so there are going to be a number of segments and parts in this video, and the first is going to be about the background to why this is a problem or a situation. Okay, so before 2013, there has been dozens of mass murders against civilians in Xinjiang or in China, committed by Chinese Uyghurs, and this happened during like a few years, repeatedly before 2013, and this is basically why Chinese leaders set up systems to fight this type of mass murder. So I mean, just that is understandable to like why there would be a system of preventing mass murder. Like, I mean, anything really should be implemented to stop that. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about in this video is that ever since China set up this system about 2013, there has still not been any evidence about the number of people in these jails in Xinjiang. Nothing. No evidence about any numbers or anything, but still there are like thousands, hundreds of thousands of articles about this thing that claim specific numbers, thousands and millions as facts. But I mean, there are no facts. There are no factual numbers to support any of these articles. And also, 2013 was when CNN joined this propaganda campaign against China based on no evidence. So we're gonna get to that. Okay, so like we said, another segment in this video is gonna be a CNN analysis about how CNN has reported about Xinjiang and Uyghurs. It's gonna be interesting. Okay, we are also gonna analyze the New York Times reporting about Uyghurs too. There are differences, but the result is still the same. Okay, then we're gonna like again, like yesterday, but a little bit deeper, talk about this news oligopoly that basically steers American media, and then that affects world media too, and also this Uyghur situation. And lastly, we're gonna do some conclusions and some discussions about what this means. But okay. So like I said before, firstly, the background to why there's a system of jailing criminals in Xinjiang is that before 2013, during a number of years, there were dozens of mass murders committed against civilians in China, like bombs, knife attacks, knife murders, just repeatedly. So I mean, in 2013, China set up a system to like prevent that this would ever happen again, and it never happened again. So I mean, that's, you know, that should be celebrated, really, that no more mass murders have happened since that the system has been in place. And the criminals were mostly or only Chinese Uyghurs. So there's a reason why Xinjiang has been targeted for this system. Uh, I wonder if she should list the mass murders or not. I mean, oh, I'll put the links to the attacks in the video information. So I mean, China calls these attacks terror attacks, and I believe that attacks and mass murders against civilians, organized mass murders against civilians, is terror. It doesn't matter like if you're Muslim or Christian or whatever religion you believe in. If you if you organize together with other people mass murder against civilians, you're a terrorist. So I mean, it's not just Islamic mass murderers that are terrorists. Like anybody who commits mass murder in an organized way against civilians are terrorists of any skin color. Okay, so yeah, that's that's the background then. Okay, and oh, I guess this would be more of part of the conclusion that since 2013, when CNN started like report on baseless numbers about people in Xinjiang being in jails, there has still no evidence, no pictures or videos of these so-called millions of people jailed in Xinjiang have emerged. No evidence. 9 years since CNN started to like report on this in like a rumor-based way. There's still no evidence about these numbers that they're talking about reporting on. I mean, we can talk about this in the conclusion later. Okay, so let's start with the analysis of CNN's reporting about the Uyghur situation in media in China. No, not the media, but like Chinese Uyghurs. Okay. So, like I said, in circa 2013 and 2014, CNN reports that China starts jailing, and no, maybe not starting to jail and sentence criminals, but because China jailed and sentenced criminals linked to these mass murders, or like obviously earlier when they happened, like during the numbers of years before 2013. But in 2013, 2014, China sets up governmental system to really investigate and find suspects of crimes of this nature, and how to prevent future attacks of this nature, and well, I mean, I guess that's just the background of this then. Okay, but the first CNN story about mass detention of Uyghurs comes in 2018 February. I obviously all the links are gonna be in the video info, and I'm just gonna say first that this article is based on rumors. They're based on rumors, and it's based on no evidence. It's really not. It's really not acceptable journalism. This article. I'm just gonna see now who wrote it. Who wrote the first article based on rumors of numbers of who and what was in Xinjiang? Okay. The writer's name is Stephen Young, and the title of the article is Thousands of Uyghur Muslims Detained in Chinese Political Education Camps. And, okay. Okay, so this is the first citation of the article that is based on third-person accounts treated as facts and facts. Okay, so okay. The citation is, every household, every family had 3 or 4 people taken away, said Omer Kanat. Omer Kanat is a member, an employee of World Uyghur Congress. This World Uyghur Congress is not based in China. It doesn't have first-person witnesses of this statement, this belief that every household had 3 or 4 people taken away. It's one person heard something about another person, heard something about another person, heard something about another person, and then like CNN is just gonna publish this as factual news. Oh, okay. The next citation that is a rumor is this. The citation is, one recent news report put the numbers of Uyghurs confined at 120,000 in overcrowded and squalid conditions in just one prefecture in southern Xinjiang. Okay, that's the end of the citation. My questions are, what news report? CNN does not refer to this news report. Like, where did this come from? Who said this? Like, where did this come from? I mean, it's insane. It's insane. It's insane. Like, that news report came out of a dumb hole somewhere that CNN has access to. Okay, the next citation that we're gonna look at is this. The citation is, Radio Free Asia, a US Congress-funded station known for its extensive Uyghur reporting, attributed the figure to an anonymous security official in Kashgar. Okay, so 2 things. An anonymous security official, that's like another level of rumor. That's like another level of unconfirmable rumor about what somebody thinks happened. I mean, there are no facts here. There's no facts here. The second thing is, Radio Free Asia is funded by a government, and if it's funded by a government, it's propaganda. And this is funded by the USA government, it's USA propaganda. Like, I mean, it's just the rumors and then combined with government propaganda, it's like it's beyond insane. It's beyond insane. It's beyond logics. It's beyond like normal people discussionable. It's just beyond. It's under it. It's beyond, and it's under. And then it's just also no evidence and just stupid. Okay, then it just continues. The next citation we're going to look at is this. The citation is, while activists CNN spoke to could not confirm the figure reported by Radio Free Asia, they say it fits with the increasingly bleak picture for the 10 million Uyghurs in Xinjiang, where the government has been waging unrelenting campaigns against what it calls the forces of terrorism, separatism, and religious extremism. Okay, so that's the end of the citation, and CNN says that they cannot confirm the report by the propaganda of Radio Free Asia. Well, I mean, obviously, I mean, can you confirm propaganda? Uh, but they literally say that this, our writer says that CNN can't confirm this, but they are still gonna publish this goddamn article full of rumors as facts. I mean, is Stephen Young from China's Taiwan? Like, does he have like an agenda against China? Because I mean, we could check that at some point. Oh no, okay. So like rumors published as official news and factual news. Like, CNN just literally wrote that they can't confirm rumors, but they will publish it anyway. Like, they are rumor spreaders. I mean, there are no laws against spreading rumors as news in America. So who's gonna stop CNN from publishing rumors as factual information or like official news that appear to be factual? Clickbait? I mean, honestly. Oh. Honestly. This is how it started, with CNN at least. And then it just got worse and worse and worse. There are no more citations in this article that use rumors as facts. But I mean, okay, just a quick commentary about this CNN using rumors as facts or news content. If CNN gets the same amount of money publishing rumors as facts, or that appear like factual news, and the same amount of people click and get hysterical about some sensational news, then like facts are gonna be pointless for CNN. I mean, you get the same profit using half facts, half rumors, or maybe like only rumors. The readers get whipped up into hysteria and start hating on China. I mean, then I mean, what's the point of facts? What is the point of facts? Who's gonna stop them? It's not illegal, but it's also bullshit. Like, it's also bullshit. It's not true. It's just a bunch of lies. It's just lies. CNN just promotes a lie. Oh. And it's not illegal. Okay, so this is how CNN starts this specific rumor propaganda campaign against China based on rumors. And I guess incompetent journalists. Ooh. Okay, next we're gonna do. No, like I think we're gonna do a little bit more about the. No, it's fine. Okay, just gonna reset a little bit, and then we're gonna analyze the New York Times reporting of the Uyghur situation. Okay. Okay, so Okay. This link to the archive of New York Times articles about Uyghurs and detention camps and re-education camps and so on is also going to be in the background information of, not the background, video information about this. And okay, so the first thing that is very noticeable about the New York Times, I don't know what the reason is, but maybe they have a little bit more, a little higher threshold for reporting rumors as facts. So like in a big contrast to CNN. Strangely, it's not possible to find any like news articles from any articles, any stories from New York Times about any like concrete numbers about people in jail in Xinjiang. In 2013, 2014, 15, 2016, 2017, as opposed to CNN, who has been reporting about, you know, rumor numbers and like magical numbers ever since 2013, like, you know, repeatedly. You can like scroll through the archive of CNN's reporting and through the links in the video info. Okay, but something happens in the New York Times in 2018. Something happens. Were they told by somebody to like join the propaganda against China? I mean, New York Times led. New York Times was the mouthpiece of false information against Iraq that led to the Iraq invasion and murder of civilians in the Iraq War. Well, it was the American attack on Iraq. So I mean, like, suspicions. Okay, so the article is published in February, and the name is let's see. Oh god, why did I do this earlier? Oh, the name is "What It's Like to Live in a Surveillance State," and the writer's name is James Millward. Okay, so I mean, it's the same thing as the CNN reporting. Okay, so the first citation, it's an article based on rumors, no evidence anywhere. The first citation we're going to look at is this. The citation is, according to Radio Free Asia, a county official and a police officer in southern Xinjiang were instructed by superiors to lock up 40% of the local Uyghur population. End of citation. Radio Free Asia, like we said, is paid propaganda by a government. And this is not evidence. It's propaganda. And I mean, Radio Free Asia doesn't even like provide any pictures or video or any other like usable evidence. It's just pure rumors. I wonder what happened in like 2018 that made New York Times start this propaganda against China. But I mean, like, how does New York Times get hurt if like they whip up hysteria and sensational news against China? Like, how does that hurt New York Times if more people like get hysterical and like click and read New York Times, you know? Like, I mean, it's not illegal. More clicks. Who cares about facts? Wow. It's just okay. More in the conclusion. Okay, so the next citation is Adrian Sens, a researcher at the European School of Culture and Theology, estimates that 5% of the Uyghur population across Xinjiang has been or is currently detained. More than 500,000 people in all. End of citation. Theology was only written once. Okay, so this person, Sense, has no direct evidence. He's got no direct evidence, no like pictures or evidence of like these 500,000 people locked up in jail. I assume, like with like more background knowledge about this general situation, is that he's got some satellite pictures of buildings and then leaked documents, stolen documents that don't refer to that are not direct evidence of the number of people like locked up in jail, or videos or pictures or anything like that. I mean, it's not evidence. These are like rumors and conclusions made on things that are not direct evidence. It's not acceptable. It's not professional. It's not true. It's just false. It's just false information. It's a false conclusions, false informations, false reports. Like false. It's just like, I'm not gonna say FAKE news, but I mean, if any situations would like, be appropriate for that term, this is it. But it's basically just news based on rumors, no facts. Right. And that's how New York Times joined the propaganda rumors about China and Uyghurs to, without evidence, attack China and make it look bad. Based on no rumors. No, based on no facts. Just based on only rumors. Anyway. Anyway. Okay, so there are no other articles about like numbers in the New York Times until April, where a writer called Rian Tum. I don't have the. Oh wait, no. I mean, let's check it down. What is the article's name? Here. The article's name is What Really Happens in China's Re-Education Camps, and it is published in May 15th, 2018, so not April, in May. And same thing, there are no evidence, nothing has changed. No evidence, just rumors and propaganda. And this writer writes that there are 500,000 Uyghurs in prison. Well, at least the number didn't change between February and May. Well, I mean, it's a magic number based on rumors. So, I mean, yeah. Okay, but I mean, now that CNN and New York Times have joined this propaganda attack against China based on rumors and false information to, attack China, make it look bad, like uncredited writers online and other like publications that like less respected than New York Times and CNN will refer to these articles as facts, even though they only have rumors and propaganda and false information. And these organizations and people will write thousands, hundreds of thousands articles during during the years after 2013 that attack China based on rumors and propaganda. I mean, some of these people know that it's rumors and propaganda, know that they just want to attack China and make China look negative, and some of them don't. I assume most of them don't. They just, listen to what CNN and New York Times writers write, even though this is like false information and rumors. And it's unacceptable. It's just, you know what? It shouldn't be legal. You should not be able to publish information and news that have no facts. Like, that's basically just lying. If you did that to a person, they could win in a court battle based on libel and lies and libel. But when it's like another country, the xenophobia, the propaganda, the indoctrination of the constant negative rumor-based news against other countries, somehow it becomes acceptable. But is it acceptable? The Iraq war was just like this. Fake, false information, rumors, and just propaganda that led to how many civilians died in the Iraq war? Thousands? Hundreds of thousands? I mean, is this okay? It's not okay. It's unacceptable and it should be illegal, especially after the Iraq mass murder of civilians by American people with the help of New York Times. That's the end of this segment. Okay, so the next segment we're going to talk about is the oligopoly of news media in America. I mean, it feels like it's an oligopoly. Like, I think that it's a little strange that NBC, ABC, and CBS, the biggest news TV networks, basically say the exact same things about main large news stories, and I'm like, where do they buy or get this news information from? Like, who is it that leads this discussion, or what is it that leads discussion? But I mean, because how is the news of these three different competing news organizations so similar, basically copies of each other? I mean, it becomes a problem. Well, I mean, first of all, it's suspicious. Like, it's not possible to analyze the same facts from slightly different angles. I mean, not like Fox News. That's like, that angle is completely conspiratorial. But I mean, these three networks. I mean, it becomes a problem when NBC, ABC, CBS use information that they get from New York Times, like the Iraq War, and CNN, especially when it's based on pure rumors and false information. I mean, the oligopoly between American news media and Reuters, that comes from a country that has murdered black people for 1,000 years for fun. But that's another video. When I buy news from Reuters and spread that as official factual news, I'm not going to go into an analysis of Reuters reporting about the Uyghurs, because that's going to be worse than CNN and New York Times. And also, that country, it's based in a country that murdered black people for 1,000 years for fun. So I'm like, what the hell is the point of dealing with them? I mean, I don't hate black people. And China has not murdered black people for fun. Ever. Okay, so, yeah. What was I gonna say? Something about NBC, ABC, CBS, say the same things. And, yeah, when they, reuse the information from the New York Times and CNN that's based on false information, it just. And they all say the same things too. They analyze it and give the same talking points about this false information because it's some kind of like, it feels like an oligopoly and it affects the world news. It becomes a problem. It becomes a problem. It becomes a problem. Like, who is it that tells them is no. Like, why do they say the same things? Why do they analyze the story like the same way? It's just weird. It's weird. It's weird. And then the confirmation bias, the constant negative news about China, the most evil option about China must be true because the news is constantly negative against China, even if it's based on rumors and false information. I mean, like, it's not. We can establish that the Uyghur reporting from CNN, New York Times, NBC, ABC, and so on, that use CNN and New York Times as their basis for their reports, are based on false information. Their stories are false. There's no evidence, just rumors and propaganda. Passed as real news, official news, factual appearing news. But it's just rumors and false information about China's Uyghurs and the number of China's Uyghurs in jail. It's just false. It's just false. Okay, let's do some conclusions then. Okay, so the whole Chinese Uyghur situation is based on the mass murder attacks during the number of years before 2013 that China is trying to stop, and they have stopped these mass murders. There have not been any more mass murders since this government countrywide attempt to stop these mass murders. So that's very good. And as a comparison, when the mass murder of civilians in America occurred in 9/11 in the towers, there were planes that were used as weapons of mass murder against civilians. USA declared war on Afghanistan. Well, I mean, they don't declare war. No, I don't remember if there was a declaration of war, but I mean, America attacked Afghanistan and killed thousands. I don't know how many thousands of civilians that Americans killed then, but they did. And America did not stop future terror attacks either. In America, or in other parts of the world. When terror attacks happened in China launched an investigation and a jail system to stop these attacks, and the attacks stopped. So, I'm just gonna ask, what reaction was better? Murdering thousands of civilians in a country far away from on another continent, which was not effective because it didn't stop the future terror attacks, or China's system that stopped the terror attacks in China. I mean, there are differences because Xinjiang is China and it is in China. The terror attacks in America at that time were there are conspiracy theories, obviously, and some factual facts. Something about Saudi Arabia, like paying for these terrorists and so on and so forth. But I mean, and a lot of cover-ups of the thing, and courts dragging the justice out for years and years and years to like see what really happened, and so on and so forth. But I mean, China, I mean, terror attacks are influenced by countries in Arabic-speaking countries, and China did not launch any wars against these Arabic countries, but America has launched wars, attacked Afghanistan. I mean, Iraq. Oh my God. What else? Well, I mean, just name an Arabic country. Oh, that America said. So I mean, comparably, China is very moderate in its reaction to terror attacks. America murders thousands of civilians by launching wars against other countries. Basically because of, false information, or, some kind of like weird Saudi Arabia funding Afghanistan, Pakistan mess of, terrorists. And there are like so many conspiracy theories, and I mean, like, so much denial about like Saudi Arabia's role in the attack of those towers. That, I mean, we know that America launched wars to like war on terror that just basically murdered a lot of civilians, thousands of civilians. That, I mean, I think China wins this moral battle dealing with terrors that are Muslim Islam related. So I mean, like, this whole China is, evil when it comes to Uyghurs in Xinjiang. No, China stopped the mass murders perpetrated by Chinese Uyghurs that believe in Islam. China's not evil. America killed thousands and thousands and thousands of civilians in the war against terror. America is much more evil, absolute evil, when it comes to like murdering civilians, just, to deal with a confusing mess of like terror attacks and funding and so on. Like, I mean, you don't declare war like against the whole country just because that. No. Murdering thousands of civilians. It's just like insane. Absolute evil. Okay, so yes. But I mean, you don't see CNN saying that, or New York Times, because, I mean, I guess the sensationality of America being the evil actor is not, so patriotic. People are not gonna want to click on that because even if America is evil, like, I mean, it's much more convenient if the foreign country, based on rumors, appears to be more evil. So I mean, like, who's gonna stop them? Who's gonna stop them? Like, I mean, who's gonna stop them? Like, we just need to establish the facts that CNN and New York Times wrote a lot of bullshit, false information about China when it comes to Uyghurs. Basically all false information when it comes to like numerical facts. Okay, it's like 44 minutes now, so I mean, but I mean, like, there are more conclusions that we need to go through. So we're just gonna like power through. Every country has the right to set the unacceptable level of criminal activity when it relates to like terror attacks and mass murder. For example, planning attacks, hiding information about the attacks, sympathizing with these attacks, promoting violence, etc., etc. I mean, honestly, we cannot know the details about the crimes because they are like basically not published always. But I mean, we know that mass murders occurred repeatedly in Xinjiang, and that they are, based on the repetition of this, probably more criminals in Xinjiang ready to commit these attacks, and people that sympathize with it, promote this, hide information about these attacks. So if there are like thousands of people that are guilty of these different levels of crime, then these people must be processed through the legal system in China based on the crime that they have committed. I mean, it's even if they're like 1,000 or 10,000 people who are guilty of these crimes, it is not intelligent to be hysterical about mass detainment of people. Jails are a form of mass detainment of people in every country. There are jails in every country, and some of these jails have thousands of prisoners, tens of thousands of prisoners. And when you say like thousands of prisoners, the numbers are always going to be sensational and evoke sympathy. Like, oh, why are all these people in jail? Like, what crimes did they commit? I mean, they probably committed some crime to be in jail. Most of them. So, I mean, focusing on jails in China is just biased and dumb. I mean, like, it's like looking at the level of unemployment in a country. Like, every country has unemployment, and it's always, a sad number, a sad fact, a sad statistic. And then but if you just focus on one country and then write thousands of articles about that country and their unemployment, obviously it's gonna be like weird and biased and sad to only talk about the unemployment in Serbia. But unemployment happens in every country, and the numbers are always sad. So like focusing on jails in China and being like, oh, there's so many people in jail in China, it's just like, it's dishonest, it's sensational, and misleading. I mean, like, have you seen jails in Brazil? Wow. The thousands of people in one jail? Now that's a disaster. That's like a crime against human rights, or I mean like disrespecting human rights. I mean, when you focus on the jail of one country, then it's just gonna look like a sensational story anywhere. Don't get locked up abroad or anywhere. I mean, I think we should do this in another video. But I mean, human rights in a prison, it's a luxury to have human rights respected in a prison. I mean, like, prisons are not the first priority to get human rights respect. It's just not. So the whole Xinjiang, China, Chinese Uyghurs in jail is just a very dishonest, rumor-based propaganda campaign. Yes. Wow. That was nice. And thanks. That's the end of the video. Video number 2. Under 50 minutes.